What you just saw is Providence police banging on Brown University's library door, where students were sheltering after a shooter opened fire yesterday. Officers then direct the students to gather their belongings, then escorted them to safety. Providence, Rhode Island hosted a community gathering tonight as a way to bring the community together, one day after that fatal shooting, killing 2 people and critically injuring 9 others. John Loring reports.
Please send your prayers here to Rhode Island.
Less than 2 weeks before Christmas, snow blankets Brown University as the tight-knit community deals with the aftermath of a fatal shooting.
To the 9 injured, get well fast, and to the families of those 2 that are no longer with us, I pay my deepest regards and respects from the United States of America.
Authorities took a person of interest into custody at a Rhode Island hotel on Sunday, according to a law enforcement source.
When they entered the room, they were able to recover 2 firearms. One thing of significance is, I'm told by sources, that one of those firearms was equipped by a laser sighter, a laser sight device.
Sources also say witnesses of the shooting said the shooter used a laser sight during the attack. The FBI says cell phone data was used to locate the person now in custody.
We are doing what we know how to do in cooperation with our law enforcement partners to ensure that we adequately, thoroughly investigate the situation.
Police would not release the name of the person of interest, but have said the person is not a student at Brown.
It's going to take time. Detective work is not something that you can answer or solve within a minute. It takes time, and we have to make sure that we have the right evidence in order to prosecute somebody properly.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
This just into our newsroom. 3 senior law enforcement officials briefed on the investigation say that person in custody has been identified as 24-year-old Benjamin Erickson. Out of the 9 individuals who were injured in the shooting, 7 individuals are in stable condition, 1 in critical but stable condition, and 1 has been discharged. According to the Gun Violence Archive, there have been at least 390 mass shootings in the U.S. so far this year as of December 14th. As many celebrate the first night of Hanukkah, including the celebration along the Deschutes River tonight, tragedy struck a celebration in Australia. New tonight, recent details about today's terror attack in Sydney, Australia, that targeted hundreds of people who gathered to mark the first night of Hanukkah. The attack at Bondi Beach left 15 people dead and 38 others injured. Police killed 1 of the 2 suspects involved. And as Agnes Watson explains, the heroic actions of 1 bystander likely saved many more.
When Sydney's Jewish community came under attack by 2 armed terrorists, 1 man saved lives with this extraordinary act of bravery. Moving towards the gunman, he disarms him, turns the weapon on the perpetrator and defends innocent people. CNN affiliate 7 News has identified him as a Muslim Australian who was also wounded in the attack. The man's bravery juxtaposed with horror and suffering on the first night of Hanukkah, being celebrated in Bondi with a party in the park called Hanukkah by the Sea.
Guys, I feel horrible. I have no husband. I don't know where is his body. Nobody can give me any answer. That's it.
Your husband was killed in the attack?
Yes.
What we saw yesterday was an act of pure evil, an act of anti-Semitism, an act of terrorism on our shores. This was an attack deliberately targeted at the Jewish community.
Bondi Beach, home to a large and vibrant Jewish community, has been the scene of previous incidents of anti-Semitic violence. Incidents which have sharply risen across Australia and other parts of the world since Hamas attacked Israel on October 7th, 2023.
It's one of the most joyous days of the calendar, and to think that people plotted to target this event, came there with automatic weapons and massacred people in cold blood, I can't believe it. I think it'll take a long time for us to recover from this.
1 gunman on Sunday was shot and killed, another shot and wounded and now in police custody. Police identified a car linked to the dead shooter, containing multiple explosive devices, indicating a thought-out attack which stole innocent lives and the joy of the Hanukkah holiday. Angus Watson, CNN at Sydney's Bondi Beach.
Locally here in Bend, Rabbi Yitzchok Feldman of Shabbat Lubavitch of Central Oregon released a statement regarding the targeted shooting, which in part read, "Terror is meant to plant fear and make us hide. But we cannot and will not give in to fear. We will stand together and celebrate Hanukkah with more light than ever before."